In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls? Start saving thousands in interest and fees and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
The following program is furnished by Pinnacle Broadcasting Holdings, Inc. and is responsible for its content. Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So Hillary Clinton has released her tax returns, and both candidates have released their economic policy. That and so much more tonight. Thank you for joining the program. I am Gavin Mitchell on News and Information 570 KLIF this Saturday night. If you would like to be a part of the program, 888-787-KLIF. That's 888-787-5543. So the tax returns first. Hillary Clinton has pressured Donald Trump into releasing his tax returns because there's a lot of people on the left that believe there's shady information engaged in that tax return. There are a lot of things hidden that Donald Trump isn't interested in the world finding out. Maybe he doesn't give as much to charity as he claims. Maybe he's jumped through some tax loopholes that the common man wouldn't be excited about. All of those are possibilities, but the fact of the matter is, it's pure speculation until we get our hands on those tax returns, and he's under no obligation to do so. It's just tradition. Traditionally, these candidates release their tax returns to prove that they're hardworking Americans. They're tax-paying citizens just like you and I, which may or may not be the case. However, Hillary Clinton has released her tax returns. And for somebody that was, quote, broke leaving the White House, they have accumulated $240 million worth of wealth since they've left office. That is a staggering number in just over a decade. I don't know how you can honestly collect that kind of money when you're dead broke and have a net worth of $240 million just 12 years later, 14 years later, whatever it may be. That's a staggering number. I would like to know the key. If it's as simple as getting up and speaking in front of people, I'm your guy. It happens to be what I do. I run my mouth for a living. It would be a perfect fit. And if there's $240 million on the table, I'll give you more than a speech. I'll give you a whole daggum show. Just push the button. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'll do it for half. How's that sound? You can either have Hillary Clinton for what, $500,000? I'll come in at 200 large and I'll give you twice the time. It's a deal all day, every day. But there is something interesting in these tax returns if we get serious for a moment. They donated $1 million to charity, which is admirable. If you're a millionaire, you want to give it away. But who did they give it to? None other than the Clinton Foundation. As Rush so eloquently puts it, the Clinton crime family is at it again, because let me tell you what happens when you donate to a nonprofit that you're in charge of. It goes from one pocket into the right hand, you put it into the left hand, and then it goes into the left pocket. Now, why would somebody go through all that trouble? Because they can write it off. It now becomes a deduction, and they're no longer taxed on that $1 million. It's a way to avoid, I assume they're in the 35, 40 percentile tax bracket. It's a way to save 300, 400 large. That's well worth the effort if you're able to pull that off. And so she's so quick to condemn Donald Trump for possibly not giving to charity, but she's giving to her own charity, a charity that somewhere between 6 and 10 cents of every dollar actually goes to some project. Never mind if that project's legit. Never mind if that project actually helps people. That's just what her books say. Does that leave you scratching your head just a little bit? It does to me. My goodness. So that's Hillary Clinton's tax returns, as expected. You know, what do you expect from someone like her? Now, the economic plans have come out, and there's actually a surprise here to me. There are two surprises. The first surprise is that these economic plans are eerily similar to each other. These are not one conservative and one liberal tax plan. These economic plans are very close to each other. The infrastructure, very close. The only difference is this infrastructure bank that Hillary Clinton wants to create, and there's been discussion about that in the past. No question about it. There's even been bipartisan effort, but I'm going to ask you right now. You look at the VA, you look at the post office. Do you really want the government regulating and passing out the funds to build your highways, your roads, your bridges, so on and so forth? Absolutely not. The answer is the private sector needs to do that. That's how you get things done in this country. You let capitalism take control. That was one issue. The big highlight is the taxes, the personal taxes. Hillary Clinton's calling it out again. I'm a big fan of the Buffett rule. We need to tax the wealthy. When Donald Trump's saying, look, we're going to cut taxes across the board for everybody. What is the difference? Well, it just so happens I'm an economist by trade. That PhD at the end of my name, it's not something we just attach for marketing. I do have a doctorate level degree in finance. I understand what this means. And here are the facts. For every dollar invested into the economy, government versus private sector, the private sector creates 4 times as many jobs as a government dollar does. It's that simple. Private investment in infrastructure, in the society, in whatever creates more jobs because it's not burdened with red tape bureaucracy. It's handled and guided by people who know what they're doing that don't work for the government. It's really that simple. The corporate side is what is most astounding to me. Because for Donald Trump, he wants to cut corporate taxes down to 15% across the board. They're currently at 35. This is a good thing. Now, those of us that pay taxes, we're hardworking people. I strap on my tool belt each and every day and I go sweat and I work. I understand what it's like to have to work to put food on your table, to keep your lights on. I get it. But taxing the rich people isn't the answer because it's those rich people that invest back into the businesses. It is those rich people that create businesses for guys like me to work at. That's why the government taking their money is not the answer. Let them invest back in and build great businesses. Build strong businesses that employ hardworking people. That's a great thing. Now, Hillary Clinton's position is that she wants to stop corporations from outsourcing jobs and production because they can write it off on their taxes. Well, I agree with that. It is an expense, but it's not an expense accrued here in the United States. And so whether that should be a write-off or not, that's something the accountants are going to have to handle. It's an expense. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But here's the part that jumped out at me. Quote, and for those that move their headquarters overseas, she's talking about corporations, to avoid paying their fair of taxes, they're going to have to pay a new exit tax. So if they want to go, they're going to have to go paying. Will somebody please enlighten me how she expects to enforce that? If you're packing up your house and you're saying, I'm out of here, how are you going to charge them for leaving? How do you enforce? Well, you don't get to do business in the United States anymore. Hey, we've already made that decision, lady, and we're gone. That's like going to a nightclub where you have a cover. Say it's $10. You pay your $10 cover to get in. Those are corporate taxes. You pay your $10 to play. Now you want to leave. Say you're one of these guys with loose morals and you found a good-looking lady and you want to go somewhere else to have a, quote, private discussion, right? Well, it's time to go. This is like the bouncer standing in the doorway and saying, you can't leave till you give me $10 more. What? How does this work? You can't do this. That is nonsense. That is rhetoric. It sounds good. It sounds like she's trying to save jobs. But how does that work? It doesn't. It doesn't even come close. And this is more of the garbage that Hillary Clinton brings up. Now, here is the shocker of this whole economic policy. We know how conservatives feel about trade partnerships, about NAFTA and the disaster it's been, because Carrier can create air conditioners and sell them here in the United States, or they can go to Mexico and create air conditioners and sell them there. If there's no penalty for coming across the border, if they create them in Mexico, then why not if they can get labor 10 cents on the dollar? That's a good business move if you're Carrier. It's the government's job to not get into these agreements where free trade happens and things can move from country to country without tariff, without tax. If they're going to choose to make the savings on labor costs, they need to reaccrue that cost when it comes back to the United States. That way, all else is equal, American companies stay in America. That's Donald Trump's position. We're going to talk about Hillary Clinton's position next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or truck to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size. And this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at JABEAU.com. That's JABEAU.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerryschevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you are looking to connect with the show, you can find us on the World Wide Web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime. I do my best to respond to all of them, but I promise you, I do read each and every one of those. That is Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com. And we're on Twitter at the GM Show. Is that right, Navy Dave? At the GM Show. I'm struggling tonight. At the GM Show. And then you can do it the old-fashioned way tonight. 888-787-KLIF. That's 888-787-5543. So we talked about these economic plans and the difference in the corporate taxes, the infrastructure bank, so on and so forth. Or the corporate policies, excuse me. Here is where the major difference lies, at least the biggest shocker. There's no difference at all. Donald Trump has said, I am not for the TPP. It's a bad thing. Look at NAFTA for all the reasons I've laid out for you. Well, Hillary Clinton has come out, and this is news to me. I thought she was for the TPP. Barack Obama is definitely for the TPP. He's even said, look, I know a lot of people don't think this is a good idea, but I do. I'm president. Deal with it. I'm paraphrasing here, but at some point, if a new president comes along and they don't like it, they can deal with it. But I like it, so we're doing it. That's simple. That's about right for King Obama, isn't it? That's about how he runs his show. He does what he thinks is right and best and screw everybody else. That's just how it works. Hillary Clinton has fallen in line up to this point. But when she released this economic policy, all of a sudden she's against it. It makes no sense whatsoever. She says, hey, I was for it, but now I'm not in its current form. I don't like it. And I thought to myself, that's odd. That's such a quick change of opinion. That's a 180-degree turn. And I don't know what kicked this thing off. What put this thing into motion? And then Breitbart came through strong, as they always do. And it wasn't even the title that caught my attention that allowed me to link these two. The title speaks of Tim Kaine, Hillary Clinton's VP nominee, meeting with the son of George Soros, Alexander Soros. Now, we all know who George Soros is. He's the guy that funds the different movements in Europe when it comes to mass migration and the Syrian refugees. He was all for defeating Brexit. He's all for socialism here. He's the guy that's been linked to funding a lot of these protests that are anti-Trump. He's been linked to funding the Wall Street protests. He's been linked to funding Black Lives Matter. This guy has too much money and invests in the absolute wrong things. There's no two ways about it. If he was a true money man and he wanted to grow his money like every other money man in the world, he would invest in capitalism, but he wants socialism. Why? Because he would be at the top of the food chain and all the money would move northward. And he would get to decide where it goes. So his son sitting and dining with Tim Kaine to the point where Alexander Soros put on his Instagram, quote, love this man. Was it great to have dinner with a man we need to call vice president one day. He is definitely the real deal. What is George Soros' son doing meeting with Hillary Clinton? Well, this is what's going on. It turns out that George Soros says, quote, the Trans-Pacific and Transatlantic partnerships which are currently being negotiated could offer an excellent opportunity for a two-pronged strategy, but the current approach is all wrong. At present, China is excluded. Indeed, the partnerships are conceived as an anti-Chinese alliance under U.S. leadership. Soros wants the Chinese involved, and they're not. That's what this is all about. That's why Hillary Clinton has all of a sudden pivoted. Are you starting to put the pieces together now? Does it make sense? Hillary Clinton couldn't be seen meeting with Soros or Soros' son or any representative of. So what does she do? She sends Kaine. It's all coming together now, isn't it? Hillary Clinton is bought and paid for. There's no two ways about it. Now, speaking of Hillary Clinton being a little shady, we all remember her email scandal and how James Comey didn't indict, even though the threshold was gross negligence. It wasn't intent. It was gross negligence. But he came out and he laid a case not to prosecute based on intent. And Rudy Giuliani raised his hand and he's like, look, I'm a reasonable prosecutor. I feel like I've done pretty good in that role. And I'm telling you, this is a slam dunk case. This is an easy conviction. I'll prosecute it. Pick me, said Rudy Giuliani. But they didn't. But James Comey got called before a congressional committee, and Trey Gowdy tore him apart. Did Hillary Clinton lie about this? Did Hillary Clinton lie about this? And the answer was she lied. Over and over again. We played that clip several times here on the program. It will go down in the Gavin Mitchell Show archive of fame because Trey Gowdy did a jam-up job of tearing up Comey. Well, we hadn't heard from Bill, the same Bill that was impeached for lying, not for having extramarital relations underneath or around the desk in the Oval Office. That's not what he was impeached for. He was impeached for lying. We have this habitual record about the Clintons lying about everything. Well, Bill Clinton decided to weigh in on what he thought the FBI director said when it came to Hillary Clinton. Here's what old Billy Jack had to say on the issue.
The FBI director said when he testified before Congress, he had to amend his previous day's statement that she had never received any emails marked classified. They saw two little notes with a C on it. This is the biggest load of bull I ever heard.
The biggest load of bull he has ever heard. Ever. I guarantee there have been some better whoppers told around Billy Jack than that. But let me ask you this. If this is the biggest load of bull you have ever seen, President Clinton, tell me why you would go out of your way to meet Loretta Lynch on the tarmac at Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix and have a private conversation nobody is privy to. Why would that be worth your effort? It doesn't add up. Moreover, I have eyes and I have ears, and believe it or not, I got a little something between the two sets. I can think for myself. I see what's going on out there. I see the evidence. I see the way Hillary Clinton habitually lies, and I put it all together, and it doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't make sense to me. So to say it's the biggest load of bull, what this is Bill Clinton thinking he's 1990s Bill Clinton, and he can walk in a room with that Southern charm and control it and lock eyes with the young ladies and command respect, and anything he says, people believe. Well, the bad news for Bill Clinton is nobody in this millennial age, nobody under the age of 30 remembers Bill Clinton, the president, remembers Bill Clinton, the suave and smooth orator. They just know the stories they have heard about the rapist, Bill Clinton, and about the sexual abuser and the womanizer. That's what they know. And he's not as smooth as he used to be. He's not as charismatic. He sounds old and broken down. And I'm not trying to be mean, but he can't sway people the way he used to. So for him to come out, what this does is it validates everything I'm thinking. Why even open your mouth on the issue? Why even say anything at all? If it really is the biggest load of bull and they're not going to indict, why not just let it go? Why speak at all? That's a question only Bill Clinton can answer. Fox News released a poll, and I find this interesting. They polled Latinos, and they found out that 46% lead for Hillary Clinton over Trump exists. The poll found that 66% of registered Latino voters would vote for Clinton and 20% for Trump. When you added the third-party candidates, that lead widens by 7%. My question is, why? Why would they do that? Well, the answer is because Hillary Clinton wants to continue to dangle this carrot in front of them. Well, what is the carrot? It's the same carrot Barack Obama's dangled in front of them. Hey, come over. I don't care if you come over illegally. I don't care if you've broken the law. We're not going to pursue that. It's all good. If you're here, good, we're good. It's that simple. If you have broken the law, we're just going to defer all punishment. Don't sweat it. Moreover, once you get here, you can work, not a problem. If you get here and you want to go to school, we got you covered. You have access to health care. You have access to buy Obamacare. Don't sweat it. We got you. Moreover, if you land in a sanctuary city and you break the law, not a problem. Well, what does Trump want to do? Trump wants to build a wall. He wants to control immigration. He wants illegal immigration to stop so hardworking guys like you and me can go get a job. So we're not outbid in the construction world. It's that simple. But what blows my mind is that these emails were released from the DNC after they were hacked, And they call the Hispanic demographic the Hispanic consumer, not people. They don't care about you. And if you want proof that they don't care about you, just look at where you lie on the hierarchy. You're no longer number one. The LGBT group thought they were number one until a Muslim went and shot them up. And then it was just some lone, distraught gunman that happened to perform a hate crime. They didn't call it what it was, even though the guy picked up the phone and said, hey, I pledge my allegiance to ISIS. Look at what happened with Jamal Shaw's son. He was shot and killed by an illegal immigrant, and they were all there to support him until they found out it was an illegal immigrant. Black people are lower than Hispanics and illegal aliens on the hierarchy. So I don't understand it. The Hispanic community is buying in and drinking the Kool-Aid Hillary Clinton's putting out there, and it's all lies. The fact that they call this group the Hispanic consumer and label this comprehensive brand strategy and plan they have as the taco bowl engagement tells you all you need to know. Why you would vote for her is beyond me. I'm baffled by it. It blows my mind. But your vote's yours. Do what you need to do. I just would caution you. Think twice.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Hey, folks. Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Hey, Gavin back with you live. Every time I turn on the radio, I hear different dealerships and leasing agencies talk about how easy it is to buy or lease a car with them. The truth is, when you go in to make a deal on a new or used vehicle, the salesperson serves as the middleman for the entire haggling process, and nothing is ever as easy as they make it out to be. That's why I want to tell you about my buddy Kevin Sebastian at Jerry's GMC Buick and Chevrolet in Weatherford. My family and I have dealt with Kevin for over 20 years, and he makes the car buying experience the way it should be. I pick up the phone, I call Kevin, tell him what I want and what I can afford. He'll call me back in a few hours and say, hey, come pick it up or we just can't do it. It's that simple. Kevin treats everyone that walks through his door like family. If you don't believe me, ask Navy Dave and his wife, Christy. More Christy. She seems to be the one driving the car. Is that right, Navy Dave? But no one ever believes me that buying a car is as easy as we make it out to be on the radio. But with Kevin Sebastian and Jerry's, it truly is. Give Kevin a call today. 817-597-4470. That's 817-597-4470. 4470. Tell him Gavin sent you.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Paraswabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Paraswabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Paraswabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Paraswabs risk-free, call 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends, family, and coworkers talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40. And anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you are looking for the program throughout the week, you can find us each and every weekday at 5 p.m. Central on Red Nation Rising Radio. That's rednationrising.us, and that's powered by Conservative Radio Network. You can get the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play, and then each and every Saturday night right here on News and Information 570 KLIF at 8 p.m. Central. This is our live offering, your opportunity to be a part of the show once a week if you so choose so. You can call us tonight, 888-787-KLIF. That's 888-787-5543 if you would like to be a part of the program. I do want to touch on the Olympics. It comes around once every 4 years, and we didn't really hit on it last week. But before we get there, Donald Trump, I'm for Trump. I'm for Trump as much as a conservative can be for Trump. And I've expressed my concerns. But when you put it on the scales of options that we have, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, I know who and what Hillary Clinton is. I know what that produces. And it's 4 more years of the exact same thing we're facing. I have some questions about Donald Trump. I truly do. I wonder if he's sincere on some of his issues. I wonder if his conservative epiphanies that he's had here lately are sincere. But every action he's had, every deliverable he's had to put something out in front of us has been good. From the Supreme Court nominee list he said he was going to work off of, it was good. To Mike Pence, that was good. To the RNC, that was good. Every chance he has to deliver something, it's been great. Look at this economic advisory group he put together. It was good. Those are some smart guys. Those are the very best in their field. I'm excited about that. The problem I have is what Trump has going for him. He's beginning to retreat a little bit. Why do I say that? Because Trump had all white men on his economic advisory board, committee, whatever you want to call it. And he caught some backlash from the liberal media. Oh, well, where are the minorities? Where are the women? This is what I have to say to that. If you're a woman or a minority and you want it on that group, go home and practice and get better. This was not a racially motivated selection process. This was not a gender motivated selection process. He picked the very best he knew. And I'm telling you right now, I know executives on Wall Street that are women. I know executives on Wall Street that are African Americans. The game of finance and the game of economics isn't discriminatory towards race or gender. If you believe that, that's a bunch of crap. I'm telling you right now. I'm tired of this victim creation nonsense that goes on in society today. Just because you don't get your way doesn't mean you're a victim. It may mean you need to go home and practice and get a little bit better. But Donald Trump caved, and he brought women into the fold. He didn't just bring in another layer where there were some men and some women. He brought in all women. He caved. And that's not okay, because what we like about Donald Trump is he plants his heels and he stands up for what he believes in. That's what we like about Donald Trump. He doesn't care what other people say. He doesn't care what other people think. He says and does what he wants to, and it happens to be what the majority of Republicans and hopefully the majority of Americans want right now. That's it. That's what it's about. But one of the qualms I have with Donald Trump is how loose he is with his mouth. There are times where he could say something in a much better way and win a lot of people over, but because of his word choice, he loses people. What do I mean by this? Take a listen to Donald Trump trying to explain this void that the Obama and Clinton foreign policy decisions created in Syria, in Libya, in northern Iraq that allowed ISIS to spring up. I have given credit to the rise of ISIS to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton on this show several times. So have other talk shows across the country. There's nobody that disagrees with that. But when you say it like this,
ISIS is honoring President Obama. He is the founder of ISIS. He's the founder of ISIS. Okay? He's the founder. He founded ISIS. And I would say the co-founder would be crooked Hillary Clinton.
Now, that's too easy to take with and run if you're the liberal media. Oh, he founded ISIS. They're calling him an ISIS member, and Hillary was right there next to him, and they're insinuating they picked up guns and blew stuff up and raped women and beheaded journalists and everything that ISIS does. It's too easy to manipulate those statements. Donald Trump has got to be careful with his words. The same way we're all over Barack Obama for not honoring the police, for supporting Black Lives Matter in the way he does, for inviting Black Lives Matter into the White House and praising them and not lighting the White House up blue. Gestures and words matter, so much so that Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick went to Washington for the ABC town hall and called him out on it. It's true. It's what Americans believe. That's why we're tired of this clown in the White House. Donald Trump has to be careful with his words. I need Donald Trump to win this election. I desperately want it. Why? Because I care for this country. I'm worried about the direction we're headed. I'm at a point in my life where I have to decide if I'm going to bring kids into this world or not. Right? It's getting to the point where I need to think about settling down, about doing the family thing, and decide whether I need to bring kids into this world. I'm telling you, 10 years ago, it would have been a no-brainer. That's what adult people do. They get married, they settle down, they have kids, they move on down the road. Now, unfortunately, not everybody has those options, and I get it, and I'm not talking to them, but I'm just saying it's a natural process that people strive for. But I'm telling you now, I have no medical reason, at least not yet, that I couldn't bring a child into this world if I were to find a woman that would be my wife and we decided to do so. But I'm telling you, I'm seriously debating as to whether that is a good decision or not. I don't know which way this country is going, much less which way the world is going. It is a scary time and a scary place. And I have a feeling that this emotion that runs over me about this uncertainty might be a lot like the people facing the Cold War. What is going to happen tomorrow that compromises who we are and what we're about? I don't know. But I know if Hillary Clinton gets involved, that 550% of Barack Obama's quota for Syrian refugees are going to be on their way to this country. And ISIS has said point blank, that's the way we're getting in. I know that this lady was responsible for the deaths of 4 Americans in Benghazi, and then has the audacity on Capitol Hill to raise her hands and say, at this point, what difference does it make? I know that this lady lies about everything. And when I say everything, I mean right down to the person she was named after. We've all heard it. The person she claimed to be named after that scaled Mount Everest didn't do it until 7 years after she was born. That's like me saying, hey, I was born on an airplane. But Gavin, your mother's never flown. Well, yeah, but my fault, my bad. I thought I was born on an airplane. My bad. That's what it's like. And when you start talking about economic policy and foreign policy and things that matter to this country, things that matter to the future of this country, you can't help but be concerned. And so with Donald Trump, it's not that anybody necessarily disagrees with this premise. We all know that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton created the void that helped ISIS rise up. We get it. That's what he meant to say. But that's not what he said. And then the next day he comes out and says, oh, well, it was sarcasm. It was sarcasm. Was it? Was it sarcasm? I don't know. To me, it wasn't sarcasm. It was poor word choice. You were dead on with what you needed. So you tell me. You tell me what's going on. Hey, the Olympic Games are up and rolling in Rio. Let's talk about that next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, Gavin from the Gavin Mitchell Show here. It's no secret that we partner with the very best in their industry, and that's why I'm proud to tell you about our friends at the Texas Strangers Sports Podcast. Just like any good father bird does when his young ones grow up and are ready to fly, you kick them out of the nest to see if they sink or if they fly. That's what we're doing with our very own technical producer, Navy Dave. Catch Navy Dave, an older, more rotund gentleman with the perspective of such, and his partner, Ryan Gano, the millennial with skinny jeans and purple hair, as they voice their opinion on local sports issues and national stories from the sports world. Catch the Texas Strangers on Twitter at TXStrangersSport or Spreaker.com and search Texas Strangers. It's a unique perspective from two guys you don't want to miss, both friends of the Gavin Mitchell Show. So if you're sick of the same old perspective from the quote mothership and you're tired of the radio personalities that plague your radio each and every day, tune into the Texas Strangers podcast at TXStrangersSport and Spreaker.com. Search Texas Strangers. Don't be a stranger. Join the Texas Strangers. Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Well, just like the election, the Summer Olympics only come around every 4 years. The Winter Olympics as well, and they're staggered a little bit. But it is time for the Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a socialist country. And I find it intriguing. I find it fascinating. I find it mind-blowing that there are individuals here in this country that promote and desire socialism when all we have to do is look down south and see what's going on. Venezuela and Brazil. There are parts, and all of this was highlighted going into the Olympics. that there are parts of Brazil that live in shacks and shanties, and the police cannot patrol it without having their guns drawn. That the police officers there, so that a socialist country could fund the Olympics, haven't been paid in 9 months. The community has to bring them toilet paper. That eminent domain was invoked without compensation to the property owners to build these structures, that the waters are so polluted that experts have said don't get in them ever for any reason. And so we look at the problems that go on during the Olympics, and it's stuff that the mainstream media hasn't highlighted at all in any form or fashion. If you pay attention to NBC News or NBC that's broadcasting this Olympic Games, you don't hear any of it. And by the way, what a debacle this coverage has been. It seems like every 3 minutes there's a commercial. I don't want to see commercials. I want to see the Olympics. There should be a flagship sponsor so you don't have to cut away every 45 seconds to sell cars or crackers or whatever it is you're peddling during the Olympics. But there are swimmers who are swimming in pools, not in the open ocean, by the way, where one kayaker had their kayak capsized because they hit trash as they were rowing. Not in the open waters where a sailor has gotten deathly ill to an enzyme that's in those polluted waters. Not there. In a closed pool that's supposed to have treated water. They're turning green because they ran out of treated water. That's what socialism does. You run out of clean water. Just like you run out of food in Venezuela. This is how it works. You want socialism? Have it. Blonde-headed swimmers' hair are turning green because of the crap in the pool. It's a swimming pool. It's not supposed to be dirty. Moreover, it's the Olympics. If ever there was a clean pool in the history of the world, it needs to be at the Olympics. But we can't do it. We can't pull it off because this is socialism at its finest. And what does socialism do? It creates desperate people. The head of security for the Olympics was walking just outside Olympic Village with 4 security guards and was mugged. Another Olympics official wandered off the wrong street into one of the slums and was shot in the head. Many of the dorms have been ransacked and robbed. People are desperate. They're tired. They're criminal because of socialism. Now, there's the setting for the Rio Olympics. Now, I will tell you, the Olympics comes at a time that this country badly needs something to unite around. And what better to unite around than Team USA as they compete against other countries? It's a time we pull together, and this is what sports does. It doesn't matter if you're liberal or conservative. It doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Christian, Catholic, atheist. We pull for Team USA. We pull for our team. That's what sports does. Look at 9/11. Sports brought us back together just for that 3 hours. We were Americans again. And so the opening ceremonies come, and Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian ever, with what, like 25 gold medals? Now, I don't know the number, but it's a stupid amount. He could pass one out to every state and have some left over. That's how many he has. He has a stupid amount of gold medals. He's got like 4 more silver medals to go along with it. The guy just wins medals. It's what he does. He's the most decorated Olympian of all time. It's his last Olympics. And so in a democratic process, Team USA, the members of Team USA, elect Michael Phelps to carry the flag. What an honor. To carry the flag on the world stage and say, here we are. This is our flag. We're here to go to work, and we're going to beat you at anything we do. Whether it's shooting a BB gun, whether it's swimming in a pool, whether it's diving, whether it's we're going to work. We're down here to win. We're going to leave with a stockpile of gold. And he's carrying our flag. It's important to note that he wasn't chosen by the U.S. Olympic Committee or the government or any garbage like that. He was chosen by the team. But can the left rally around behind the Olympics? Can the left rally around this effort to unite this country and support our guys over there? And by guys, I'm using a general term, guys and gals. Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com for all you feminists. So here we go. He's ready to walk out. And what happens? The left responds. The left responds and says, hey, Michael Phelps, why don't you pass that off to this young fencer named Muhammad, who is an African-American Muslim? She's going to wear a hijab, and it would be a great gesture and showing for our country at this time if you, the most decorated athlete in Olympic history, gave the flag to somebody who has won 0 medals and participated in 0 events at the Olympics. Pass it off there. Navy Dave, come on in, man. Navy Dave has a podcast, Texas Strangers. He has a voice on the sports. Weigh in, dude, because I'm ready to punch the computer screen over this politically correct nonsense.
You know how popular Michael Phelps is? Especially in Maryland. So popular that when he went for that 25th gold medal, the Baltimore Ravens stopped their game. Even though it's a preseason game, they stopped the game and watched him swim.
They stopped the National Football League game to watch Michael Phelps swim. But hold on, Navy Dave. He shouldn't carry the flag. We should give it to the Muslim girl because she represents something.
I don't think she would stop a football game.
Right. Not exactly.
In the NFL.
What does she represent? Race and religion. The two things that aren't supposed to matter in this country, remember? The two things that we've created laws to protect people against, they want to leverage to give her the flag.
If you have the power to stop an NFL preseason football game to watch you swim, that's the person that should be carrying your flag.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's complete nonsense. Navy Dave coming in from the top rope right there. I love it. I love it. So that's not the only thing. There is some good things that are coming out of this. There is a young lady named Simone Manuel. Simone is an African-American swimmer. And earlier this week, she won the first individual medal, which happened to be gold, that an African-American has ever won in a swimming event. No African-American has ever medaled from these United States in a swimming event, an individual swimming event. This is a big deal. This is something I want to celebrate. This is like Jackie Robinson breaking into Major League Baseball. The color barriers are falling. And I love it because she is giving young African-American girls and boys the idea and the hope that they can do it too. That we are inclusive, but we're not inclusive to the point of meeting quotas when it comes to the Olympic Games. You've got to be good enough. You've got to put in the work. And you've got to be able to perform. And if you can't, I'm sorry. I don't care what color you are. There is no affirmative action in the Olympics. The best wins every time. It doesn't matter what country you're from. It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what race you are, ethnicity. None of that matters. The bottom line is if you're in a swimming event and it's 100 meters, it's whoever gets that 100 meters the fastest. They don't have any religion or race tests. They don't have to meet quotas for passing out gold medals. It's the way it should be. And here is a young lady who defeated the odds and quite frankly and very honestly defeated stereotypes. Because we've all heard it. African Americans don't like the water. They're afraid to swim. She is busting through all that ignorant garbage, all that ignorant nonsense, and plowing her way to a gold medal. And I just want to stand up and applaud her because it wasn't easy. Forget the fact that she may or may not have had racism to deal with along the way. Winning a gold medal at the Olympic Games is not easy. And she did it. And then you add to it the possibility of all this extra racism and stereotypes and garbage she may have faced along the way. And she just gets a heartfelt way to go from me. That's the way it should be. And no one will ever be able to say that she wasn't good enough, that she got in because of the color of her skin. And that happens way too often in this country. No one will ever be able to say that to her. She earned it. She earned it with hours in the pool. She earned it with laps swim. She earned it by foregoing events with her friends, not going to the party on Friday night, maybe even compromising schoolwork at times to go chase her dream. And she did it, and nobody will ever, ever be able to take it away from her. And it's one of these moments where it's historic, and it makes me proud to be an American because that's the way it should be everywhere. If you're not good enough, go home and practice. Well, she did. She went home and practiced a lot. Probably before most of us got up and probably went to bed after most of us went to sleep. While we were out doing what we wanted to do, she did what she had to do. And it's outstanding. Meanwhile, Michael Phelps in the same water is just tearing it up, winning more medals and more medals. And this guy's a phenom. Say what you want to about his personal behavior. The guy is extraordinary in the pool. and his performance on the athletic field is what makes me proud to be an American. The other thing that we need to note before we get out of here tonight is that the U.S. women's soccer team got eliminated by what, Navy Day? Sweden, is that right? In a 1-1 tie, they lost in a shootout. And that shows you, and there's a life lesson to be taken from this, just like there's life lessons in sports that we can take away every time. You got to come ready to work. Whether you're working at your job, whether you're doing something, you got to be ready to do what you do, or somebody's going to come take it from you because somebody wants what you got. There's lessons to be learned in sports. We need to learn it. And that's why I'm baffled by parents that don't let their kids play sports. The life lessons are irreplaceable. Folks, that's going to do it for this week in the Gavin Mitchell Show. Be sure to join us next week, 8 p.m. Central, on News and Information 570 KLIF. For Navy Dave and Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. Up next, Loretta Powers and Powers of Attorney. Y'all be good. We'll see you next week.
Hey everybody, your pal Dr. Gavin Mitchell, the blue-collar professor and host of the Gavin Mitchell Show here. You are listening to Red Nation Rising Radio, powered by ICRN.